Hello, Qembek here. In this episode we are going to have a Squirrel giveaway, but before we do so, I want to talk about Chrome submarines. There's small information in the patch notes that Chrome submarine can now shoot torpedoes. That's a big thing because in alpha, submarines were pretty much OP as hell, and Tryon or Exile Gaming, they nerfed it to the ground and submarines got extinct. From extremely fun to play, they became useless, and slowly, right now Tryon and Exile Gaming, they are bringing them to life. How? Well, for example, making them useful in sunken shipwreck salvage. So submarine, you now need to have a submarine to be able to uncover the shipwreck and pull it up to the surface. So that's a start. What else? We had a small speed increase buff at some point in the game, but it was really hard to notice. I think that submarines, they are moving at around 7 to 10 meters per second. Depends if you are using some kind of buff items, equipment items, or Songcraft to increase your speed, but that's not what I'm going to talk about here. I want to tell you about this torpedo thing, and I actually managed to test it. So once you summon your submarine, on your skill bar you can see new ability called Fire Torpedo, and let's make it possible to use it by crafting special equipment item that you need to equip on your submarine. But before we do so, let me quickly pay respects to Steve, who has not been streaming for a while, and I am afraid that ArcheAge has lost him for good. I hope I am wrong, but yes, Steve, we need you, we need your streams. And let's proceed. To craft torpedo cannon we need 5 alloy combiners, 1 rainbow polish, 10 star shard ingots and 2 archium ingots. To make it all work, you need machinery, you need 20k machinery, so it's similar with those other parts of submarine that you need 20k proficiency before you can craft. Okay, once you got the torpedo cannon, all you need to do is to put it into waste slot of your submarine and you are ready to go. Before we go out, quick reminder here, this torpedo cannon will use 3 steel ammo pieces with each shot taken. If you want to test it, remember to take your ammunition with you. And I've managed to make a brief damage test by shooting at different type of targets. It seems like it's the same with every target, but let's start with the icebergs. South from Diamond Shores there are icebergs that you can target. If you shoot them, by the way, you will get merit badge. So if you didn't kill any of those, go out there, destroy one, and you should get around 5 merit badges, I think. But let's get back to the topic. So I shot several times in the iceberg. I noticed that damage that I deal to these icebergs has a range from 200 to around 360, which is not good, which is not much, especially if you take into consideration that we are using 3 cannons with each shot, so it's like less than 100 damage per cannonball used. But okay, let's test it more. I've managed to get a help from player Robertas. Big thank you for you, man, if you are watching. He helped me test damage on him and on his boat, so it seemed like it's the same. There's no damage reduction here, so the damage should be the same, I believe. It's when I shot him it was around 360 range or 360 damage, and later he summoned his clipper. So this is where I have some final thoughts to share. To shoot from torpedo cannon you need to target your enemy and it hits the middle of the target. Once Robertas moved away towards his steering wheel, he stopped receiving damage. More than that, his boat was slowly being destroyed by my torpedoes until he started moving it. That's right, when he started moving it, he stopped receiving damage. Look at this yourself. Look, this is my last shot at him when he started sailing away, and probably he got out of my range. So the range of torpedo is around 35 meters, and I believe that in this moment he just left my range, and it didn't matter that my torpedo was already being released at him. I think they were just destroyed. Maybe once your target gets out of range, your shot will automatically miss. And that's it. That's what I saw with the damage. Once again, it seems like Tryon and Exile Gaming, they didn't want to fix it. I don't know what they are trying to do here, but I wouldn't call it a fix. Maybe it's a slight buff, but submarines are still being useless, and I don't think you should waste any resources to build a torpedo cannon because there's no point. Okay, and maybe I would be forgiving here, or maybe I would just decide to ignore this fact that the submarine is still being useless. but there's something in the background that we need to call out by name, and I call it a big job. Big job from Exile Gaming and big job from Tryon, because it took them 3 years to fix nerfed submarines. Yes, that's right. It took them 3 years to bring this useless fix that isn't a fix, and we still have useless submarines, which were somewhere in 2014 a pretty big element in the game, and they were pretty fun to have. Can you even imagine this? People were enjoying using submarines because they were able to chase their enemies, they were able to move trade packs with speed, they had really decent speed, and they could shoot torpedoes. So it means they could use submarines in naval combat and they could keep up with other types of ships, which was something fun to do, I guess, and Exile Gaming, they nerfed it. And this is a perfect example of mismanagement by Tryon and Exile Gaming, because when the nerf happened, there was a huge feedback on it. People were complaining all the time, and the voice was never heard, or they pretended that they've heard the voice, but they never delivered their promise. We were promised that this issue will be addressed, and it never was. And now, after most of the community that even remembers how submarines were working and how cool they were, most of that original community from 2014, they are just not here anymore. They left the game long time ago, and now Tryon and Exile Gaming, they are sneaking in this kind of funny fix. I don't know, I don't want to use word fix here. Maybe you guys can give me a better word and description for this, because for me it is a joke, it's not a fix. And this is where I'm going to drop this subject for a moment, because we are going to start a giveaway here, and to enter the giveaway I want you guys to give me some feedback on this. I want you guys to answer my question, which is: do you believe that in the current stage, in patch 3.5, Submarine is working as it should be, or is it still broken? As always, full rules of the giveaway, they are described in description of the video, and I really believe that everyone should read it in case you forget, because if you don't know how this works, you might lose your reward. And what happens here is that I give you 48 hours to answer my question. After this time passes, I give myself 1 day to select and to announce winners in a separate video. Winners will have 48 hours to contact me by sending me a private message. If they won't do so, their code will be lost for them and someone else will get the chance to win one. So that's pretty much the basic. Full rules as always in description of the video, so make sure you read it, make sure you know when this starts and when it ends, so there won't be some, you know, misunderstandings here. And what else? Well, I can tell you that here I will give away 10 of those codes, so we will have 10 YouTube winners, and additional 5 codes will be given away on my social medias on Facebook and Twitter. Check out video description to find those links to my social pages and find those giveaways somewhere there. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, thank you for visiting my channel, and guys, I have a really rough time right now, and I want you to know that I really appreciate all the positive feedback and constructive critics that I'm receiving, and it really helps me to distract myself from the current shitstorm that I'm facing in my real life. So big thank you for hanging out, big thank you for visiting, because you know, it looks amazing to see how many people are visiting the channel, watching my videos and enjoying them. That's something really cool to be aware of. So once again, thank you very much, and see you later in my future videos. Thank you.